Hey there, you freaking degenerates. Welcome to our news show, Flash Fried. This is where we look at the day's events. We look at the events really of the past week because we do this show every Wednesday. And, we assess what's going on in the world through the perspective of three idiot stoner neckbeards because, of course, that's the best way to fucking absorb news. I think that can be agreed on.
I'm happy to announce to the plebs that Paul Zigo will no longer be joining Deep Fat Fried for the pleb section of Flash Fried. I, award-winning CNN journalist Brian Stelter, will be providing my commentary to the plebs instead.
Thank you, Brian. We're glad to have you.
Thank you
we
for
love you,
having
Brian.
me, boys. I'm a longtime fan.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks, Brian.
We love your insightful and incisive news coverage, the way you break down stories. We knew Paul. Paul hates doing the show. It's just really great to have you on, and just everyone give him a very warm welcome.
Let's be real here. Like, Paul, he's out there. He's fucking saying bad stuff. He's making people mad. Paul's just a lightning rod for controversy. But Brian Stelter, no one's offended by Brian Stelter. Look at him.
If anything, they're soothed by my chapped lips.
I'm soothed. I feel soothed.
Can you imagine kissing these lips, TJ?
Brian, you know very well I don't have to imagine what it's like.
We do have some chapstick if you're interested, though.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, fair
I like
enough.
it dry and crackly up there, boys.
I saw someone in the
preference.
chat. I saw someone in the chat say that they don't want to ever see me eat SpaghettiOs again. I wish I had a can of SpaghettiOs I could go grab just to make that person suffer through more.
I drink them. Just pop the top on the can and start sipping away.
Do you heat them up even, or just
no? What's the point?
Room temperature.
I put them under my chin fold and let my body heat bring it up to about 98 degrees, and then I enjoy the can.
Let me tell you something. ISS cameras capture huge 400-foot triangular UFO soaring behind SpaceX craft. This is according to the Daily Star, okay?
Aliens confirmed again.
So, I don't know how many times I have to prove the existence of aliens before you guys will just finally accept it, but this is the greatest proof yet. I think we could just take a look at this video.
We're going to the International Space Station. Video shared with me by Mary Hall from the International
and we're going to see
Station,
aliens
looking out as the Dragon right here was docking with the ISS, and you can see a very obvious bright light moving in the opposite direction.
Yep.
I zoom in on it. I slow it down. I don't alter it in any way other than trying to pull forward some possible features on this craft, and it does look like a triangle craft. Looks like it's got some...
What does this guy's read on this? And it does look like a triangle ground. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. CNN reports aliens real. First to the presses.
Some sort of circles on the corners of this thing. It appears to be triangle shaped. We're going to zoom in on it real close and slow it down. I adjust the lighting, and you're going to see what look like circles on the corner that are probably some sort of lights that are making this thing light up. Here I zoom in. You can see the craft go behind the field of view. Actually disappear.
That's true. CNN doesn't have the balls to cover this. CNN don't have the cojones to tell you the truth about what's going the fuck on in this universe. Some YouTuber says you can see an obvious bright light moving in the opposite direction. Of course. This guy, he knows what he's fucking talking. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this. This is this is clearly the product of an alien intelligence. Just look at it. You can see it clear as crystal. There it is, the UFO. You can practically see the aliens in the window.
I can see it. There's a smudge on your screen, though. Can you
waving down to us.
Can you rub that smudge off your screen real quick?
What are you talking about?
The smudge in the middle of that picture right there.
This is it. That's it, Scotty.
No, the smudge.
That's not a smudge, Scotty. That's a UFO.
No, the smudge that's on top of the UFO. Can you rush?
There is no smudge, Scotty.
No, it's right there.
There's no smudge.
Look, it's right there in the middle.
There's no fucking smudge.
Well, wipe your screen off a little bit.
There's no fucking smudge.
I know you're eating like a meatball sandwich, whatever the fucking was earlier.
There's no sauce off. Scotty, there's no goddamn smudge. Quit being stupid.
Oh, well, it's gone now.
Quit being a freaking idiot, Scotty.
Well, good job. You wiped it off.
Anyway, aliens are real. Glad you guys finally recognize that. Afternoon emergency. Ellen DeGeneres daytime talk show drops to all-time ratings low. Oh! Down 11% in 1 week. So Ellen DeGeneres is having a serious problem now. Maybe that's why she keeps flipping $40 million houses. For the week of April 4th, Ellen's afternoon talk show hit an all-time low in ratings, just 800,000 viewers average for those 5 days. It's down 11% from the prior week and around 300,000 viewers off since the beginning of the season. By contrast, Live with Kelly and Ryan, which airs earlier in the day, averages 1.8 million. Ellen is now being beaten by low-quality shows like Wendy Williams and Maury Povich.
Well, I mean,
kind of rude to Wendy Williams and Maury Povich to just throw that fucking low quality, like as opposed to what? Like Ellen is like some kind of high quality show. Like what are we saying here?
Super quality show.
Super omega mega good quality. Happiest of quality.
I knew this was doomed as soon as I saw her first like comeback show after all the allegations surfaced and stuff. Yeah. And she like pulled the double rope-a-dope of like doing the apology and then being like, oh, by the way, I made my band leader my equal partner in the show.
Wow.
Doesn't that deflect asshole criticism? I made a black man my co-producer.
Yeah.
And he's still going to play the keyboards and laugh at all my jokes too.
At the same time, her weekly NBC nighttime show, Game of Games, has lost half its audience this season, sinking to around 1.5 million viewers per week. Most of this can be attributed to reports of backstage chaos and a toxic work environment, producers being fired, and celebrities complaining about their treatment. Some of it can be tallied to overall low viewership by syndicated shows in the last couple of weeks, constant interruptions for news bulletins and hearings, press conferences, etc., are a big problem for afternoon shows.
All right, Ellen, host The Running Man. Do it. We're ready for it. You want to revive your fucking flagging career? Give us the spectacle of death and destruction. And also, people can win fabulous prizes.
Can we have
the
like
American way.
D-list celebrities be the ones that compete in it, though?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. They're just guilty of some crime against society. It's like, look, the criminal justice system is overburdened. Just come with some shit like, like jails. Like, we'll stage some prison riots. We'll kill some civilians. And be like, the only way to deal with it is to make it into a game show. There we go. We have The Running Man.
You just see Ellen coming out there like, who loves you and who do you love?
Come on, Ellen, do it.
Khloe Kardashian tries to get unfiltered photo removed from social media.
If you guys have not seen this photo, I mean, it's hard to look
at.
The
TV star and social media influencer and her team usually know how to produce the impossibly perfect image. So after an unfiltered picture was shared to her social media by mistake, they were keen to have it taken down.
So terrible.
They have asked social media platforms to remove it, although their efforts have spurred others to repost it. The natural-looking family photo showed the 36-year-old by a pool in a bikini. The star appeared unusually unairbrushed, more like an image you would see from your friend's lockdown Lido swim session than from any of the Kardashians' previous personal campaign shots for their various brands. I want you to fucking behold the hideousness,
before you
the revolting natures. Yes, Scotty.
Everyone, please, viewer discretion is advised. If you have a weak stomach, if you could not see unaltered images without becoming violently ill, please look away. This is a trigger warning. Look away, look away, look away.
Do not look directly at it.
I'm sure she looks just fine, and this is overblown.
Okay.
I don't even want to click.
Please be strong.
Holy guacamole.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
What did she do?
Hideous. It's hideous. No.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Oh,
is that a cellulite that I see?
I feel dizzy. I feel nauseous.
No.
I don't feel right, man.
It's hideous. It's hideous.
I can't feel my legs.
Oh,
I can't feel my legs.
she looks like some kind of normal human being. Oh, get away.
This is my favorite headline of the day.
Paul, I'm sorry, Brian. I fucking died when I saw this as well.
This is my favorite headline of the day right here.
Pelosi is here. Fear me.
I love the picture they chose for it too.
Pelosi says she would have put up a fight against Capitol mob. I'm a street fighter.
Dude, corn pop. Imagine corn pop and versus Pelosi, dude.
Oh my god.
He'd been dead.
I'm a street fighter.
She wouldn't have even needed a length of chain.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says in a new interview that she would have put up a fight had she encountered rioters at the Capitol on January 6th. Well, I'm pretty tough. I'm a street fighter, Pelosi told USA Today while acknowledging that some of the rioters intended to harm her. They would have had a battle on their hands.
She John Wayne now. Well, listen here.
Pelosi joked she would have had a weapon on her in the form of her stilettos. I would have had these, she said, lifting up her foot, according to USA Today.
She's like a geriatric fucking slug. She would have kicked her asses. Oh, she's so lucky. She's so lucky they didn't fucking fight her dumbass.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine if they had and she'd pulled those stilettos off and killed like 900 MAGA people?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, Pelosi.
Like anime style. She's just like heaving and panting on a pile of their corpses at the end.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Fucking gore covered stiletto heels, one in each hand.
She's fucking 80 years
dude, it's
old.
like this. It's like in Hero, dude. They have the entire army, and it's got you got like one fucking dude, and it's like, I got this. Don't worry. Pelosi would have single-handedly soloed the entire mob.
Biden announces September 11th Afghanistan withdrawal deadline. Says it's time for troops to come home. It would be 20 years since the 9/11 attacks. Thank you for doing that basic math for us, Fox News. President Biden on Wednesday announced that the U.S. will withdraw all American forces from Afghanistan by September 11th, pushing back a May deadline set by the Trump administration. The U.S. intervened in the country following the 9/11 attacks in 2001. The new deadline would fall on the 20-year mark of the attack, which were carried out by Al Qaeda. We know 9/11. Yeah, I mean, if you believe the official story. I am now the fourth American president to preside over an American troop presence in Afghanistan. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, Biden said. I will not pass this responsibility to a fifth. He said he had consulted with experts, Congress, and allies on the world stage about the decision. I've concluded it is time to end America's longest war. It is time for American troops to come home, he said.
Wow.
He said it would be done responsibly and safely. He said he informed President George W. Bush, whose administration launched the invasion in 2001, of his decision. Who cares?
Yeah, like he's not.
Wait, who cares if you fucking informed fucking President George W. Bush? There are 2,500 troops in the Middle East country. Under the Trump administration, the U.S. agreed to deal with the Taliban that sees all troops withdrawn by May in return for peace talks and a cessation of attacks by the extremist Islamic movement. But the Wednesday announcement means the deadline is being pushed back yet again. Biden said the reasons for remaining in Afghanistan have become increasingly unclear. I mean, this was true fucking forever ago.
Yeah.
I've actually seen people on Twitter arguing against this, though, being like, well, it's going to destabilize the country or whatever the fuck.
Those same people did the same thing when Obama made overtures towards this. It's why it never ends. Because Biden knows he's floating this now so that enough people will forget about it and libs will defend it when he pushes it back again. You know what I mean? Like the chances of this happening, fucking slim to zero. Slim to zero.
I meant July 2022 is what really is the final deadline. I meant September 2023. You know,
We just need a couple more months, Jack.
couple more
Bit
months,
longer. Jack, to get everything sussed out over there. We leave right now, total fucking toilet bowl chaos. We leave in a couple months, though, Jack. Everything's just going to be swell.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
well,
we've had
that
20
explains it.
years, but that last few months is really going to be the difference maker.
Listen, Fat.
Yeah.
That last
Okay.
19 years we spent defeating almost all of the Taliban, but there's like 2 left. And if we leave right now, Jack, they'll take over again. Those 2 Talibans will come together and they'll be the president and the vice president over there. And then all hoo-ha will break loose, you know?
Yeah, there'll be 2 Taliban, TJ, then 4, then 8.
Yeah, they're like
just keep
gremlins.
going.
They reproduce very quickly. You
Before
get
you
them
know it,
wet,
there's
get them after midnight.
There's
you know?
10 billion Taliban.
Don't even ask me what happens when you pour some water on them, Jack.
And do not feed the Taliban after midnight.
Right, of course.
I mean, obviously, an important rule.
Biden will be dead before that war is over. LMAO. Maybe you're right. Yeah, so I guess we'll just keep an eye on this. Joe Biden is proceeding with Donald Trump's biggest arms deal. A State Department spokesman told HuffPost the president is permitting a $23 billion package for the United Arab Emirates that he had placed under review. President Joe Biden is advancing controversial Trump-era plans to transfer $23.4 billion in sophisticated weaponry to the United Arab Emirates, a State Department spokesperson told HuffPost on Tuesday. Despite concerns from influential lawmakers and progressive activists, as well as the Biden administration's promise to review the package. The news, first reported by HuffPost, came amid an ongoing lawsuit by a nonprofit group called the New York Center for Foreign Policy Affairs, which echoed criticisms of the deal as potentially destabilizing for the Middle East. While we will not comment on ongoing litigation, we can confirm that the administration intends to move forward with these proposed defense sales to the UAE, even as we continue reviewing details and consulting with Emirati officials to ensure we have developed mutual understanding with respect to Emirati obligations before, during, and after the delivery, the spokesperson
Let's
said.
review these briefcases filled with money.
Let's see. Is
They
the
look
money
real good?
Is the money in order? It seems that it is. Yeah, I think this deal can proceed on forth.
This is
But we're gonna give
This
we're
is
gonna
a
give him a talking to, though.
miscalculated representation of my position, Jack. You guys are taking a bad faith position on this, Jack.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Let us correct us, sir.
We've been studying the Middle East under a microscope, like the old guys used to do, like my grandpappy Aloysius Biden used to do. You realize he was a scientist, Jack?
I did not know that.
I didn't know.
Well, it
I had
wasn't.
no idea.
That was a lie. You see how easy it is to spin a false narrative?
Right.
Fuck.
Wow. Just put me in my place.
That's right, Jack. Some people
Yeah.
can lie just like they suck lollipops, you know?
Yeah.
I guess.
Amen.
Sure.
It's very true. We got another Biden story, I believe, here. Biden is thinking about building that
Bill's
wall,
opinion contributed.
and that's a good thing.
That's right.
Thanks, The Hill.
Yeah, build that wall, Mr. President.
When
Trump
Congress
build
wouldn't give
wall bad. Biden build wall good.
Mm.
yeah.
Trump build
wouldn't give
wall waste. Biden build wall necessary to fill the gaps in the existing structure.
When Congress wouldn't give former President Donald Trump the funds he needed to construct more walls on the southern border, he issued a proclamation declaring that the situation at the southern border presented a border security crisis that threatened core national security interests and therefore constituted a national emergency. This permitted him to use military construction funds pursuant to Section 2808 of the United States Code. On January 20th, 2021, President Joe Biden issued a proclamation terminating Trump's declaration and stopping the border wall construction it had funded.
That's right. I stopped it.
Biden's proclamation says it shall be the policy of my administration that no more American tax dollars be diverted to construction of a border wall. Although this may have seemed appropriate in January, the situation at the border has gotten much worse since then.
Yeah.
According to
Build that
Biden,
wall.
every nation has the right and duty to secure its borders and to protect its people against threats. But building a massive wall that spans the entire southern border is a waste of money that diverts attention from genuine threats. This is a straw man argument. Trump wasn't trying to erect a wall along the entire span of the southern border when he issued the proclamation. Trump explained, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, current situation. There were 400,651 apprehensions at the southern border in fiscal 2020. In March 2021, the Border Patrol apprehended 172,331 migrants, who had made illegal crossings in the United States, the highest monthly total since 2006. This was an extraordinary increase, and combined with the 78,444 apprehensions in January and 101,028 in February, puts us within 50,000 of having as many apprehensions in the first 3 months of this year as in all of 2020 combined.
I mean, listen, Fat. Listen.
Yes. What's up, Joe?
Fat. When my predecessor, Donald Trump, had a horrible racist policy. He said, let's build a wall, Jack, like the Great Wall of China, divide ourselves from our southern neighbors. And I rightfully at that time decried it. I decried that, and I decry it to this day. And then I got into power, Jack, and then a crisis happened at the border, and we started, kind of brainstorming, Jack, about what we could do. And I was like, hey, how about we build a giant wall? And everybody was like, yeah, that sounds pretty fucking good. So I don't want to be compared to my predecessor anymore. All right, Jack?
Here's the part where it actually talks about what you're doing, or what you're considering doing, I guess. Biden is now walking back his proclamation statement that his administration will not build border walls. He is reportedly considering a return to construction of the southern border wall in order to fill in gaps that undocumented aliens took advantage of when construction was halted. Smugglers send groups of illegal crossers through the gaps to overwhelm the agents. When agents leave to intercept or apprehend one group, another one dashes across. According to reports, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas explained that the president has ended funding based on Trump's emergency declaration, but this leaves room for work on areas of the wall that need renovation, in particular projects that need to be finished.
The most leftist administration in history, Jack. Most leftist administration in history.
Building the wall is bad. Wait a minute, there's holes in the wall they built. Gotta fill them.
All these Republicans compare me to Stalin, compare me to Mao, say I'm a socialist. Man, I'm to the left of all that, Jack.
Yeah, you way to the left.
This is a very progressive wall.
Dude, your wall, I gotta say, like Trump's wall, I hated it.
Disgusting racist.
I mean, his wall was a disgusting racist wall.
How do you like those hideous, no privacy plastic cubicles we're throwing the Mexicans in now, Jack? Don't they look humane?
Yeah, dude, it was disgusting when Trump was locking them kids in the cages. Like your detention, migrant overflow facilities, though, they're beautiful.
You know who we designed it around?
They have water. Oh, go ahead. What?
It was a gerbil cage, Jack. Gerbils are always happy in their little plastic cages that they have no privacy in, so we just put the people in there. The babies.
Run on those wheels? Are there wheels there for the kids to run on?
Oh, that would cost too much money, Jack. They don't need to have much fun. It's temporary housing, you know what I mean? They don't need privacy, toilets,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, why would you?
Build that wall, Joe. Build that wall.
Well, thank you for building the wall, but a liberal, progressive wall.
Yeah, a good wall. Thank you for building a good wall.
It'll have sunshine and rainbows on the wall, so people know it's nice.
Yeah. I want to see some LGBTQ fucking flags on that wall. Let people know this is a good fucking progressive country now.
LGBTQ flags.
Yeah, all of it. GOP group tells online donors, give every month or we will have to tell Trump you're a defector.
What will they do then?
Yeah, dude. The campaign arm of the House Republicans is using an aggressive tactic to push online donors towards committing to monthly contributions, telling them that opting out of having the same amount automatically charged to their credit card or withdrawal from their bank each month is an act of disloyalty towards President Donald Trump. With a pre-checked box on the National Republican Congressional Committee's donation page and on the GOP online fundraiser platform WinRed, donors are opted into making monthly donations and told, we need to know we haven't lost you to the radical left. If you uncheck this box, we will have to tell Trump you're a defector and sided with the Dems. Wow. Yeah, I mean,
is this legal? Is this like, can you like guilt trip people with political fucking shit?
Apparently, yeah.
And make like veiled political threats? Like what happens to defectors, man?
Following that box is another one that commits them to an additional donation on April 15th. If you want Trump to run for president, this is your last chance to flip the House, donors are told above another pre-checked box. Change your Trump Victory Fund status to active now. Remain inactive equals Republicans lose.
Damn.
Wow, yeah.
If you don't give them bunches and bunches of money, Democrats going to.
Dude, I love this fucking part where it's just like, we will have to tell Trump you're a defector and side with the like someone's gonna go to Trump and be like,
President.
Mr. President, you remember Bill Watkins out of Bumblefuck, Arkansas? It's like, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid to inform you, Mr. President. He's defected against you. He's siding with the Democrats now.
It can't be.
No.
Not Bill Watson from Bumblefuck. Why?
I love that man. Betrayed me. Yeah, let's see. Here's the fucking actual picture. I mean, like, it looks so god. It's like yellow. We need you to know you haven't lost you to the radical left. If you uncheck this box, we will have to tell Trump you're a defector and side with the Dems. Check this box and we can win back the House and get Trump to run in 2024. Make this a monthly recurring donation. If you don't give us that money, we're going to have to tell Trump you betrayed us. The NRCC's pre-checked boxes also appear to ignore the cease and desist letter Trump's lawyers recently sent to Republican committees instructing them not to use his likeness to raise money. The NRCC employs the same standards that are accepted and utilized by Democrats and Republicans across the digital fundraising ecosystem. NRCC spokesman Michael McAdams said the NRCC's counterpart, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, also uses pre-check boxes to sign online donors up to for automatic monthly contributions. But the language donors see from the DCCC is straightforward about what they're being asked to do.
Dude, a fool and his money are soon parted. So I say let them fleece these idiots for every fucking dime that they're worth. Like, why not?
If you don't
act like
we don't have to tell Trump you a traitor.
Dude, every fucking political firebrand or whatever the fuck kind of does the same hard sell though. Like, I remember for a while I was signed up to fucking Al Franken's newsletter. You know what I mean? And it was just constant emails of like, help Franken fight. Without you, Franken is literally tied to a floor and being whipped by everybody in Congress. Gang stomped. But with your $15 recurring monthly donation, Al Franken's chains will be unlocked and he can start defending himself.
It's like pay to win. It's like pay to have political power.
Yeah. It's the same
gotta buy those
shit.
coins.
It's like AOC. You remember AOC's fucking campaign shit?
Oh,
no, I don't.
It was just,
what was that one?
It was just like, we got to fight, you know? I need your donation so we can fight.
I can tell you that when I signed up for the Bernie Sanders shit, there was just like constant, like fucking 20 million messages a day.
I mean, the one that makes it weird is like we're going to tattle to Trump if you don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, that's, who does that work on? Like the lowest common denominator, right?
Oh, dude, the Trumpies. They hear that and it's like, Trump's going to know I gave to the libs. Trump's going to know I wasn't given enough. Like, Trump gives a shit, dude. They use that a lot because I was on Trump's text messaging thing, and it always be like, Donald's gonna want to see your name on this list. Give now. It was always like implying that like Trump, like if you don't give,
like Trump is like Santa Claus, like he's making a list, checking it twice, you know, like he's gonna fucking literally like Trump is like overseeing the list. It's like, hey, wait a minute, where's Scotty? Where's Scotty Kirk? He gave to me so many times before, but now he's not giving to me anymore. What's going on?
I never gave Trump a cent.
Well, how you get on his list then, Scotty?
Well, you can sign up for it. And they
no.
The only politician I gave any money to was Bernie, and that was for Taylor.
You know, these people fucking, like, there's some people out there that imagine Trump sitting down at his desk with a bag of McDonald's at the end of a long day of fighting for them. Yeah. And he pulls up this list of like, oh, people who fucking defected and left me all by myself. Let me just read each name. Wanda Watkins of Louisville. Oh, Wanda, why did you do it? A tear forms in his eye. No. But no, he steals up because he never cries.
Yeah.
His eyes get misty, though.
Just one little misty eye.
Zach Jenkins of Fort Lauderdale. No, I won't do it. I won't cry. The Patriots still need me.
Yeah. Amazon.com warehouse workers vote to reject forming union in Alabama. Woohoo! Amazon.com warehouse workers in Alabama voted against forming a union by a more than 2-to-1 margin in a major win for the retailer, but the union, hoping to reignite the U.S. labor movement, said on Friday it would challenge the results, citing election interference. National Labor Relations Board representatives counted 1,798 voting against forming a union with 738 ballots in favor. A simple majority was needed for victory. Both sides have the right to challenge the eligibility of individual ballots and the campaign process, but a ballot count official on a Zoom call on the proceedings announced that there were not enough challenge votes to affect the results. Amazon shares rose 1.8% Friday, adding to earlier gains. Union leaders had hoped the election outside Birmingham would spark a new era of worker activism, appealing to concerns that Amazon was monitoring their every move and associating themselves with the Black Lives Matter movement. Organizers told the largely black workforce a union could get more from the company controlled by the world's richest man. The defeat joins high-profile failures to start unions at auto and plane factories in the U.S. South and illustrates the challenges of organizing a major company. Amazon required workers to attend meetings, for instance. Still, some employees describe relatively good conditions and pay. Amazon offers blah, 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 blah. Fucking suck Amazon.
Anybody that talked to look, here's the thing. I don't take any of these numbers at face value. I will tell you some of the voter interference that I know happened. The ballot boxes were placed in full view of the cameras so that everybody that voted would have to be filmed voting. So if this went one way, there were numerous fucking forced meetings that people were forced to attend where it was just anti-union propaganda.
Yeah.
And basically veiled threats of, if you unionize, it'll no longer be feasible for us to run this plant, so we'll shut it down and move it somewhere else.
You're going to lose your job.
Right. See, because there was no national fucking, not a strong national movement behind this anyway. There was nobody to support these people. So
wasn't it like 6,500 people could have voted, or 6,200, and like not even, that's about half of the people voted to begin with. So, come on. If you have a meeting that's like, well, the factory's going to shut down, because Amazon has so many warehouses. So it's like they can afford to shut it down if they have to. Okay, well, everyone's out of a job. They have fucking 5 million other fucking little goddamn warehouses there. I mean, they're opening like just in this area around here. I know they're opening at least one warehouse.
Dude,
they're opening them all over the country.
Walmart did the same shit. Like, there was a Walmart that voted to join a retail union, and the Walmart was just like, nah, fuck you, and moved it a county over. Sold it to some other company, fired everybody, laid everybody off.
Yeah, they just shut it down.
So, not at all shocking. Not all a surprise.
Infamous Lizzie Borden murder house in Fall River sells to professional ghost hunter who wants to add axe-throwing events.
Damn.
The home is where Lizzie Borden allegedly killed her parents in one of America's first true crime cases. The Fall River, Massachusetts home of alleged murderer Lizzie Borden has sold to a new owner with a background in ghost hunting. Realtor.com reported that Lizzie Borden's house has sold to Lance Zal, who made an offer on the historic home, went up for $2 million earlier this year. It's not official yet. We still have to go through closing. Zal said, it's certainly a process. We're buying the property as well as the business. In addition to the home, the house also functions as a rather macabre bed and breakfast. In 1892, we already know Lizzie Borden fucking story. I want to hear about this axe throwing event. What the fuck? Where's that? Okay, here we go.
I think you probably got baited.
Now it says here, we'll be adding several different events for both visitors and locals. We want this to be a place where people can kind of come in and just have a good time as well. Inside Hook noted he's mulling adding an axe throwing course as an attraction. We really want to give people a reason to go there. So more activities and more events. Okay. Yeah.
Yep, you can throw some axes.
Yeah, throw an axe in the house where Lizzie Borden maybe murdered her parents with one.
Gotta love that American hustle bustle, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I bought a fucking house with a horrible reputation of having an early fucking spree murderer that lived there. Let's make an axe throwing event in that same house. You know what I mean?
And he said, we're not a haunted house. We don't jump out and scare people. This is legitimate, real history. Things happened here. You know
what things? Like somebody killed 2 people with a fucking axe there. Like, that's the attraction.
Apparently, this dude runs ghost tours in like 33 cities in the United States.
He's a scammer,
so this dude makes all kinds of money off this ghost shit.
Fucking bullshit.
Dude, he's a huckster for sure.
Zayal said he's had a terrifying encounter of his own after sleeping at the Lizzie Borden Fall River home. God. I did hear voices and I heard footsteps. He says, I was alone in the house in the second night, so I definitely had some things happen there, but I slept like a baby.
Dude, this is just a big old fucking hype piece for this guy so that I can funnel some fucking dorks into him.
Yeah, I'm going to go throw an axe in the Lizzie Borden house, Paul. You going to join me? Let's go to the Lizzie Borden house.
Pass.
Now that we all got our COVID shots, let's go to the Lizzie Borden house, throw an axe around.
Pass.
Why?
Because I've been to these types of like tourist trap museum type places before, and they always suck.
Paul, come on. Come on, Paul.
They're never good, dude. They're never fucking good.
Paul, come on. Let's throw an axe in Lizzie Borden's house, dude. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it. You're gonna
love
it.
And when it isn't, are you going to admit it to me?
No, I'm going to fucking...
You're going to kayfabe like it was fun.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to
like,
kayfabe like it's been a
go?
blast. All right, well, fair enough. Kimberly Potter arrested, will be charged with manslaughter in Daunte Wright shooting. Kimberly Potter, the former Minnesota police officer who fatally shot Daunte Wright after mistakenly drawing her gun instead of her taser, was arrested Wednesday.
This keep happening, by the way?
Yeah. Why is that? What?
This is not the first time that somebody has been killed by a cop who mistakenly drew their gun instead of their taser.
Yeah, this is pretty hard to do considering that they actually have their gun and their taser on different sides of their body. They hold the taser a different way. I mean, there's just like all kinds of evidence that this is just simply not true. Agents at the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension this morning arrested a former Brooklyn Center police officer for the April 11th shooting death of Daunte Wright, the agency said on Twitter. Agents took Kim Potter into custody at approximately 11:30 a.m. at the BCA in St. Paul. The BCA said that after consultation with Washington County prosecutors, Potter will be booked at the Hennepin County Jail. Washington County Attorney Peter Orput, who is expected to prosecute the case locally, said earlier that the details of the charge will be released later, according to the Twin Cities Pioneer Press.
You gotta love the argument here. The police are so incompetent, they can't tell the difference between their taser and their gun. That's reassuring.
Yeah. So when they killed this guy, the reason he was pulled over was because he had like an air freshener on his mirror.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, he was pulled over because he had an air freshener on his mirror, and I guess that's actually, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that was actually like illegal in fucking Minnesota or something.
It's obstructing the view, right?
I don't know.
Can't see around that air freshener.
There's some justification for it.
Let's pull that guy over.
And basically, they found out he had a warrant because he hadn't shown up for a court date. But I think it turned out that the summons had been like sent to the wrong address, so he'd not even fucking heard of this court date.
Dude, an air freshener, that is pretty suspect, dude.
I watched the video of this shit. I mean,
I mean, what are you
The
going to tell
dude-
me next? That he got out of the car and jaywalked?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Probably given the opportunity, would have.
Potter was training another officer at the time of her fatal mistake, was then placed on administrative leave. So there was someone who was like, that was their training day. In a statement announcing her resignation, she said, "I have loved every minute of being a police officer and serving this community to the best of my ability."
I just don't know how you can't, like, I've never held a taser, but I've definitely held a handgun. I just don't know how you
Dude, there's
hold
no
them and think like I've got a taser in my hand. I'm not saying it's impossible, but she's she's a cop. She should be trained very thoroughly and know the difference.
They keep them on different sides of their body. They do not have the same hand feel. You don't even hold a taser the same way you hold the handgun.
Yeah, she'll hold it like this.
Yeah, she was holding it like she knew it was her fucking handgun. Okay, like there was no fucking confusion about this. There was no whoops. I didn't know I was holding my handgun. I thought I was holding a taser. There's like a million pieces of evidence that just demonstrate.
We know what they'll say in her
true.
defense. It was the heat of the moment. You know,
heat of the
there was a
moment.
split-second thing. The officer's life was in jeopardy because he got back in the car. He was going to drive over them and kill them. They feared for their lives.
He got in the car, and the car could be used as a weapon.
The officers were trying. If he cooperated, that none of this would have happened.
Yeah, make sure you don't make sure you never pay any attention to the fact that this whole thing started for nothing. Yes. Because a black guy had a fucking air freshener hanging off of his rear view mirror.
Which is a bullshit justification for a police stop. Yeah.
He's driving while black in Minnesota. You don't do that.
That'll teach you.
Look now, boy.
I think this happened like 10 miles from where the Derek Chauvin is being tried to.
You got a tail light out. I saw you jaywalk when you got back into your car. You got a tire in the back that's about a quarter flat. I just wanted to let you know, hey, get out of the car, motherfucker! Get out of the car, motherfucker!
Maryland trooper kills teen. Good stuff. All right. So this is not actually a video, so fuck that. A Maryland state trooper responding to a pair of 9/11 calls. 911.
Whoa.
911
He's a little
calls.
late. Yeah. It's 9/11. I'm in Maryland. I'm on my way. It's only 20 years ago.
Call shot and killed a teenager who was pointing what investigators determined to be an airsoft gun at him, authorities said Tuesday. The shooting occurred after state police received 2 911 calls about someone acting suspicious. Superintendent Woodrow Jones II told a news conference. The first caller said he thought the person had a gun, left a telephone number, but didn't give an address before hanging up, Jones said. A second caller gave a street address for the suspicious person that was a short distance from Leonardtown Barracks, but the caller hung up before identifying themselves, Jones said. Jones said the trooper who responded alone encountered Peyton Ham, 16, who he said had a gun and a knife. According to the superintendent, a witness said they saw Ham in the driveway of the home in a shooting stance and pointing a weapon at the trooper. The trooper fired at the male, wounding him, Jones said, according to another witness. Ham then pulled out a knife and tried to get up. The trooper ordered him to drop the knife before he fired again, Jones said, adding the trooper reported the shooting and called for emergency personnel while other troopers gave first aid. Ham was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead, Jones said. An investigation revealed that the weapon Ham wielded was an airsoft gun, which is commonly used to shoot BBs, which Jones called a close representation of an actual handgun. The teenager was white, as is the trooper who shot him, according to the Maryland State Police spokesman, Greg Shipley. The trooper, who has been with the state police for 2 years and 7 months, has been placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. So
the trooper was not hurt, he added.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah.
Trooper's not hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
what a relief.
Without seeing video of this, I mean, like, if this is an accurate description of events, then I think it's a little bit more understandable than some of the other shit I've heard. Like, I want to see, though, how much this airsoft gun resembles a real gun. I want to see this shooting stance that was assumed.
Well,
like, there's a lot of shit that I'd
the
like
body
to...
cam footage.
Yeah, like, so, like, until I see some fucking shit, I don't believe a goddamn word of the story. But I guess if it did go down like that, then maybe it's an example of a fucking justified shooting. But I'm so skeptical of the police narrative behind any of these events.
Yeah, we don't know if the kid came out with an airsoft gun pointed at the ground and the cop just fucking blew his head off. You know, we don't know what the fuck happened.
I don't know, dude. I really don't think there's justification. I think that, like, if there's a police presence, they should approach and use non-lethal means until they're under direct assault, not they think they see a gun. Because how many people have been shot because they were holding a fucking set of car keys or holding a fucking cell phone in their hand?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of hard to know without actually seeing any fucking footage or evidence of like what happened or any body cam shit. I mean, like we know the fucking front of these cars are fucking have cameras in them. So I mean, like, I don't know.
So
this just seems like a fucking version of events that's probably not true because we know that these motherfuckers make this shit up.
Even if this cop feared for their life, if they were armed with a less lethal alternative, like beanbag rounds or some shit, this person would still be alive. So, and the end result would be the same. A crime would have been solved, and that's that. You know what I mean? So why are we instantly sending, police armed with deadly weapons to hammer every nail?
Judge rules in favor of black officer fired for stopping colleague's chokehold. A New York court on Tuesday reinstated the pension of a former Buffalo police officer, Cariol Horn, who was fired for intervening when a white colleague had a black man in a chokehold during a 2006 arrest. So this is like many years ago.
Yeah.
Driving the news, state Supreme Court Judge Dennis Ward noted in his ruling similar cases like the death of George Floyd. Ward said the role of other officers at the scene in such instances had come under scrutiny, particularly their complicity in failing to intervene to save the life of a person to whom such unreasonable physical force is being applied.
Crazy.
Over a decade of fighting, and Cariol Horn has finally received justice. Today, the state Supreme Court vacated and annulled the city of Buffalo's decision to fire her and take her benefits. She'll be getting her pension benefits and back pay from 2010. To her credit, Officer Horn did not merely stand by, but instead sought to intervene despite the penalty she ultimately paid for doing so. She saved a life that day, and history will now record her for the hero she is, Judge Ward. Ward partially based his decision to overturn a 2010 ruling that upheld her firing on legislation signed by Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown in October, known as Cariol's Law, which makes it a crime for a law enforcement officer to fail to intervene when another officer is using excessive force, and also protects whistleblowers, per the Buffalo News. So this is crazy. This took fucking so many years.
Well, did you hear what happened to her too when she did it?
No.
Horn said her fellow officer punched her in the face when she tried to stop him.
Oh shit. The Buffalo Police Department claimed she put her fellow officer at risk, and she was fired in 2008 per NPR. There was no video of the incident.
Wow.
There never is.
Of course.
There never is there?
So she's worried that they're going to kill somebody. Like, we need to stop this. Tries to stop it. Probably gets the shit beaten out of her. Basically fired as soon as it's legally possible, and loses everything that she's worked for. Great. Well, I'm glad she got it back.
This is what happens when a cop tries to not be a piece of shit.
Yeah. You're no longer a cop.
Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah, what a shock.
You ain't down with us.
I don't want to abuse the people I'm arresting. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, you goddamn commie. You fucking communist. Pissing me off. Yeah, this is what happens to the good cops. This is what happens if you actually try to, like, have some, like, empathy and humanity.
Wow. Just fucking sick.
White Lives Matter rallies flop as hardly anyone shows up. The poor turnout underscores how the country's unpopular and disorganized extremist movements have been driven underground. In semi-private encrypted chats, neo-Nazis and other far-right extremists planned rallies in dozens of cities Sunday to promote their racist movements and spread their ideologies to larger audiences.
Dude, that's why you don't do this shit. You know, if you're Billy Badass, it's like, we're gonna go out, white power, and then like two dorks show up like with Pepe flags or something, like
hyped by organizers as events that would make the whole world tremble. The rallies ran into a major problem. Hardly anyone showed up.
Yes, one small, tiny little obstacle. No one's actually going to come.
The White Lives Matter rallies, the first major real-world organizing efforts by white supremacists since 2018, were planned on the encrypted app Telegram after many aligned groups were alleged to have taken part in the January 6th storming of the Capitol. The poor showing underscores how the country's unpopular and disorganized extremist movements have been driven underground by increased scrutiny from the media, law enforcement agencies, and far-left activists who infiltrate their private online spaces and disrupt their attempt to communicate and organize. Few White Lives Matter marchers showed up Sunday, but anti-racist and anti-fascist groups gathered just the same. In Raleigh, North Carolina, a small group of Antifa and anti-racist protesters gathered at the park where the White Lives Matter march was planned. They marched around downtown behind a large white sign that read, "We accept your surrender." The lackluster events were documented by live streams and photos posted on Twitter. In Philadelphia, activists tweeted photos of a counter-protest picnic with pizza and tasty cake snacks. In New York City, over a dozen counter-protesters stood seemingly unopposed across the street from Trump Tower, where a White Lives Matter was expected. So it didn't even happen. There wasn't basically a couple dudes showed up, looked around, and were like, nope, and just kept walking.
Dude, how many of these fucking little chodes were walking like, there's the rally. I want to see a bunch of my brothers. Okay, I'm seeing no one. Maybe they're around the corner. Okay, they're not here. Just go.
Yeah, oops. So yeah, I guess pretty much didn't work out.
The will shall bring the world to its knees. They will tremble at the power of White Lives Matter. Come to one of our rallies held across the country, across the globe. You shall fear us.
Poor White Lives Matter. Come on.
Come on, guys.
I was able to do all of my responding to these dumbass fucking neo-Nazis with the soundboard. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, you done good. You done good, Paul. Mike Lindell says he hired investigators to find out why Fox News won't book him. Yeah.
Damn, how sad, dude. How sad do you have to be? Hey, guys, why won't you book me? Go away. But don't you want to hear my theories? Go away.
Mike Lindell, the formerly ubiquitous purveyor of both Donald Trump's election lies and his own range of MyPillow betting accoutrements, says he has hired private investigators to find out why he appears to have fallen out of favor with Fox News. Speaking on a podcast hosted by Steve Bannon, a former White House strategist and another champion of the president's lies about the supposed election fraud, Lindell accused Fox News of a conspiracy against him, presumably to keep hidden the absolute proof he insists he has that Trump's defeat by Joe Biden was rigged. I'm going to have those answers soon because I've hired private investigators and I've spent a lot of money on them to investigate everything, Lindell said. Oh, man. Can you imagine being one of these dudes, private investigators, just making that fucking money?
Yeah, Mike, look, the case, it's developing. It's going a lot of different directions. We're going to need out a few more men just to make sure. Also going to have to triple the rates on you because, look, I mean, this is a serious investigation. We're taking risks. The deep state is against us, Mike. The deep state is against us.
The bots and trolls, who's behind them? Lindell added. Why is Facebook involved? Wikipedia involved? And then the big question, why isn't Fox having people on? Why isn't Fox on there talking about Dominion and Smartmatic and the election fraud?
They don't want to be sued.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Dominion suing Fox already for like a shit ton of money?
I believe so, yeah.
Dominion, a Canadian company whose vote counting equipment was used in the... What? Yeah, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Canadian company? What? Maybe there's something to all this, right?
I did not realize Dominion was based in Canada. This election was rigged.
Rigged election.
This election was completely rigged. I now 100% believe that. Why is a Canadian company controlling our elections, guys? Answer me that question.
Amen. Vote counting was used in the 2020 election, has filed multi-billion-dollar defamation lawsuits against Fox, Lindell, and Trump lawyers Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell for repeating false allegations, including that its machines switch votes to Biden.
Why won't you have me on? I'm the MyPillow guy. Hello, Fox News.
Is anybody there?
Why are you closed to the MyPillow guy? I demand airtime.
Dude, this guy has had such a weird trajectory in my consciousness over the course of like his fame, I guess.
I set out to make the most comfortable pillow in America.
Yeah, like I remember like scrolling through TV late at night and it's like this dude's on there like, pillows are fucking garbage. Try out my super pillow.
I used to be addicted to drugs. Now I sell you cheap pillows made here in the USA. Buy them.
Wow. That guy made a pillow. He's cool. And then it was like, he's a Trump guy. It's like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Okay,
I guess he's entitled to it. And then it was like, he's insane. It's like, okay.
My pillow. Your pillow. This
Everyone
guy
needs a pillow.
In a series of, I wonder how much.
I can't
In a series of
can't
tweets
even
on
believe
Saturday
I
night.
live in a timeline where he's politically relevant enough to like have news stories. You know what I mean? Like the My Pillow guy. Fuck
Lindell up
this.
to?
Fuck this nightmare.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Oh shit! Someone in the chat said those pillows are like $40.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're really not that cheap.
Dude, they're pricey. I've heard they
Wow,
suck
I've
shit
never realized
too.
that.
They're not. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually slept with one, so I'm not sure. But I mean, I looked at one when I was at like Bath and Body Works or Bed Bath and Beyond or whichever one of those has pillows. And I was checking out some pillows there, and I looked at his pillow and I kind of felt it, and it was just like, I don't know. It really didn't seem like it was that good of a pillow, so I just kind of passed it on by. But
Yeah.
Well, it's made in the USA, TJ.
cool.
Of the most premium and quality materials. It took over 10,000 tries to get the perfect pillow just for your head.
One of my fucking
I
super,
did get the impression they were lumpy. That was
Yeah.
the impression I got.
I heard
from
the
it.
same thing. One of my super Republican cousins said he got a My Pillow. This is like a couple years back. And he said it was lumpy as fuck and it was a piece of dog shit. So
You gotta love it, dude. Even when your Republican relatives are just like, I mean, it's good. He loves Trump, but his pillow sucks.
yeah.
Try someone else's pillow. Pillow.
Pillow.
Pillow.
Give me a pillow. I'll take a couple pillows. We're saying yellow like fucking Taylor says it. Yellow. What color is that? Yellow.
Interview on the Eric Metaxas radio show in March. Lindell claimed he was the victim of a conspiracy that Fox News was in on. I want to say one thing here. He said, here's things that don't make sense. Let's just
wait, that was your one thing. Gotta stop you there, sir. That was your one thing. Here's things that don't make sense. That's enough.
Let's just talk about Fox. You're already sued. It's too late to close the gate. The cows are already out of the barn.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there. His cows have left the barn long ago. Oh my god, dude.
In a series of
Quit
tweets on
covering this
Saturday
guy.
night to
Quit
announce his
selling this shit.
resignation. This dude, I guess he resigned. No, this is someone else. 20-year-old. That doesn't make any sense. It's gonna be somebody else. He's not 20.
My pillow.
My pillow. My fucking pillow.
I want my pillow.
Dun 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 dun.
I mean, gentlemen, one of our own has fallen today. A man who knew not but to scam. He lived as he died, bravely scamming his way through life.
He's scamming the angels now, Paul.
Oh my god.
The
Scamming the
only-
angels now.
He's got a bridge to sell God.
Please, guys, I'm not going to get through this. The only thing that's good about Bernie Madoff dying is that there will be more dupes out there for us to try and get.
Please join our Patreon.
Join our Patreon right now, please.
It's totally worth it, you guys.
Maybe if you join our Patreon, you can bring Bernie Madoff back. Probably not, and definitely not, but maybe it could. You just believe.
Bernie Madoff is the greatest scammer of all time. It's true. I mean, he got. I mean, well, no, Trump is the greatest scammer of all time. He scammed his way into being president, but Bernie Madoff is up there.
Oh yeah,
He's legend status as far as I mean, he's way up there.
I mean, at the time he was busted, it was what, like $17.5 billion. I mean, it was ridiculous how much money he'd fleeced. Like, he ran pretty much the most successful Ponzi scheme of all time. Like,
easily.
he was only uncovered because of the financial crash.
But speaking of scams, Can you believe that this fucking podcast, this show, is just going to give you the first half of this show for free, but then the other half you got to pay for? You got to join their Patreon. Are you serious?
Scam.
Wow, what a scam.
Fake
what a scam,
news.
you guys.
You're a fake news scam, DFF. I hate you. You're terrible. We're going to sue you, DFF. We're going to sue you for everything you're worth.
But listen, it's true. We've done the first half of the show. The second half of the show is only for our patrons. So go join our Patreon. The link is down below. We'll give you 15 minutes or so to join up. And then
Scam.
You got to do it. You got to do it.
You're a scammer. You lie. You lie, scam. Lie, scam. Scam, lie.
plebs.
Bye-bye, please.
I am